Manager Cordovan, and I'm going to be with you for the next hour, hanging out, having some fun, and overall just sort of chilling on this launch week of Fate of Gundabad. Yes, Fate of Gundabad got released this week, and I'll have the latest about what we've got going on for future releases here in a little bit. We can also talk about bonuses and Yuletide and other stuff as well. But for the most part, we're going to be hanging out and questing in Mattugard and going through the storyline, which I'm doing here over on Landrival. Also doing some Q&A. I expect in the near future we'll probably have either Reninia or Severlin or both to do some post-release Q&A, but hey, this was our release week, so that's really kind of where we are here this week, and hope everyone is having a good time. Yeah, the mustache is about Movember. I raise money for the Movember movement. I'll have more information about that later on this month. I'm going to do kind of a special stream or what have you. But I did want to, as long as we're talking about charities here, briefly, since this was last weekend now, I did want to thank everybody for the Extra Life game day marathon that took place last Saturday and went really well. As you can see, we've raised just a little bit over $25,000 at this point for Extra Life for Team Standing Stone Games, and that goes to the Boston Children's Hospital. And so doing a lot of good there. In the coming next couple of weeks, I'm going to be working to get out all this stuff and get everyone codes for all their incentives and what have you. But that's where we are for Extra Life here, and I actually am a little concerned on my audio settings. Let me turn this down just slightly. And I'm not going to start questing here actually while I talk, I think. Yes, I think we are aware that the number one issue we're working to resolve right now is some game performance concerns post-release of Gundabad. Now, we've got some larger things also in the works, but for now, yes, we're aware that it's been a little laggy, and more than we would prefer, so... but we do have a couple of bug fixes as well that I can talk about in a little bit. We do have a patch set for next Wednesday, at least roughly set for next Wednesday. All right. So nothing very much there for now. Yeah, I've actually been in the game doing some playing, as it were. So I know I need to get to Deep's Crave eventually. I need to swing by the Noble Gate. This Varnucure is related to dwarf mirrors, if I happen to see any on my trip, although I'm not really going to go digging around for that. And then we're going to be heading east in a little bit as well to work on the chapter. The bounty is just in case I happen to see things. Also, I know I need to take care of cave beasts for a little bit yet, so I've been kind of targeting cave beasts as I've been coming across them here. I've been largely questing in Mattugard at this point, and I can also do some of the missions if we want to as well. But there we are. Let's see, do I see any dwarf mirrors? I don't. I don't. Alright, and I'm going to get on my trusty Boar of the Three Peaks. I think my favorite boar of all time. Oh, actually, I want to stay on the path here, so I'm going to, yeah, hook up with this around here. Here's another cave beast. I can take care of that. Can you get a Gunda Bee? That would be pretty cool. I would support having a Gunda Bee. Oh, I suppose I could use my Hobbit gift for the day. Nah, it's my facial hair grows slow. Whatever. Live with it. Deal with it. I do. Every November. And basically we shave for the Movember movement, and I do that in November, and it's whatever. It's not my best look. I don't care. It's fine. Well, I do care, actually. I'm pretty vain. But I don't care to the point that I'm actually doing anything about it, so... Get out of here. No, I actually want to go, yeah, east. Which means going up and around. I'm mostly just running past things if I can. If I want to pick up some XP, you can kind of slow down and get that done, but not for me, thank you. I've got stuff to see, people to talk to. But it is, you know, I recognize, so I'm not normally the type to just wear a mustache. That is not something that I would typically go for, but yet I do it every single year, do I not? So there we are. Alright, I need to go. Where do I need to go? Over basically this way. And what am I doing? Looking for... What am I doing? To the Noble Gate. Okay. So, is it just maybe walk up here? Just have to proc it, essentially. There we go. Okay. Cool. So, I found the thing. There's a quest here I can maybe pick up. Speak, or no, that's the turn in. Nice.
We must be the ones. Retake our mountain home.
I haven't actually looked at my inventory for a little bit, so it's possible that I've got some things to sort through. Deliver supplies throughout Mattugard. I can do that. Yeah. Sure, man.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm. Long live Durin Stonehelmson. What news do you bring?
Okay. So, how have you found Fate of Gundabad so far? Have you been enjoying it? Enjoying the content? I have fun.
Aye. Yes.
Not too surprising. It's a
As we always have.
little tricky for me to get around sometimes. I am not very good with getting around questing. But I'm doing pretty good. Alright, so what do we got? Any more rings? So that's the expedition. So there should still be one person here, huh? Beasts are over there. Cleaning up the halls will be kind of on the way. Forging a path. Okay, which one's forging a path? That is collect the ancient dwarf remains. Okay, well, maybe I won't do that on stream. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'd rather get to the story instead. There we go.
The orcs and trolls do not venture to Mattugard often. I have a test.
Lots of quests.
I have a test for you.
Alright. I'm pretty sure. Just in case. Alright, let me get to some questions here. Will we be able to change the color of our combat gauntlets for our Brawler at some point? Perhaps. I will see what we can do there. Any idea when people that purchase the Ultimate Edition will get an extra Valar and Expedition supplies? That should be for 31.1 is what I believe the target date is for that. So it is going to be just a little bit yet, but that we want to make sure it's done correctly, and so it's going to take a little bit of time to get that done. But we did announce, because there was I mean, you could call it an issue, it's kind of nice, but, you know, whatever. Where if you went and got an upgrade, rather than just going straight to the Ultimate Edition, you would find yourself in a place where you got one less, because you got an extra one of the Valar and such from doing the upgrade. That was not actually working as intended, but it's fine. But we want to make good, so we make sure that everyone who doesn't have, or who didn't do that and just bought the Ultimate straight off the bat, gets that additional Valar and XP supply. And so there's a announcement on the forums about it, and I believe it'll be over in, like, say, the Beacon and such as well. But that should be coming here with 31.1. And that'll be, I believe, a few weeks yet before that's completely done. But it'll be there. Alright, we're kind of getting over to where I... Presumably we're going back this way. I can go over some proposed patch notes, some things that I know that we're working on here in just a little bit. But like I say, I'm just kind of getting some questing in that, so it's not always just staring at the same screen all the time. And we are... Where am I going? Okay, I'm actually going... I'm guessing not over, but up, right? Yeah. Oops. I wish we lowered those steps just slightly so you could pop out of them. That's actually the second time I've done that. Someone would like the missions to be a little bit shorter. Alright, I can pass along that feedback. Will the 64-bit switch to the... Oh, sorry, let me try to get where I'm going first, and then... Oops. Where am I seeing that? Will the 64-bit switch to the servers is expected to bring immediate performance enhancements or basically future-proofing? Well, I think the trick there is we want to be careful not to overpromise. So I think to some extent we'll see what kind of impact it has, and then that'll be the impact it'll have. It would certainly be lovely if it made a significant improvement, and we do think it will make an improvement, but to try to prejudge what the level of that impact is just seems somewhat unwise. So I think what I will do instead is we'll see it in real time what the impact of it is. But it should make some difference in game performance. That's certainly the intention of that work. It is something that we have been working on very diligently to see what we can do regarding making sure our servers are as good as they can be and do what we can here. That's been the we've been doing that. So there will be work being done hopefully in the future that will improve game performance. And in the meantime, we're just working to keep things going as good as they can. And we do have a patch, like I say, for next week as well. I don't know what level of performance fixes might be in there at this point. It's a little early. We did just release on Wednesday, but I can talk a little bit about what we do have in the works here in just a smidge. Alright, what do we got for over on YouTube? What happens to all of the old LI Guild crafting recipes? Hang on to them for now. I think it's a little early to determine their fate. So sorry. I can't really give you a definitive answer here today, but I would just hang on to that stuff for a little bit longer. It's not going to kill anything, and we'll see where we end up with that. Okay. If you do an upgrade now, can you still get the extra Valor? Well, yes, actually you could. We're not changing anything because of that. But for the future, for future X packs, I think we can expect that not to be the standard order of business. The intention is to deliver one, not more than one. But, you know, it's fine. And we're glad that people are seeing the value in it, and that's fine. But we, like I said, we do want to make sure that we don't leave people hanging who just went and purchased the ultimate straight up. So that's why we're doing that. Alright, our loading screen's going to be updated. Yes, I believe that we probably will see some work on loading screens here in the near future. In addition, we do have the instances coming as well. Yes, we will fix the weekly mission wrap request not being just bestowed for some characters in some levels. So let me find a place that, I mean, it's not exactly safe here, but let's just sort of go with this and find out if I can get away with it while I a quick pop on over to some notes and see what I can talk about. Alright, so some of the things that this is heading to kind of just an internal chat here. Well, I look at the list of what we have in the works here for update 31.0.1. I'm being attacked. Alright. Good enough. Alright. So, Chapter 5.1 Many Masters will now be an on-ramp for the Legacy of Durin and the Trials of the Dwarves. We recognize that some people would prefer to jump straight into the new stuff without having to go through Legacy of Durin. Now, it's our hope that you would want to get to that point before reaching the conclusion, but with Update 31.0.1, there will be an on-ramp to the Legacy of Durin and the Trials of the Dwarves with Chapter 5.1 Many Masters. We're going to be doing some fixes to the Carbronok quest of Flight to the Grumachath. We're going to fix an issue where some of the spawns in and around the Drear Spire are not properly spawning. We're going to make the quest Raiders in Mattugard able to be completed. Now, if you do have the quest underway, you'll have to talk to Losi to start the quest again. Again, all this is for 31.0.1, set for most likely next Wednesday. We are going to be fixing the On a Mission Weekly and On a Continuing Mission Weekly to be versioned when update 31.0.1 is released. Now, that is to fix the issues with it. However, that means that if you have it underway, you need to make sure you get it completed before patch day. If you intend to complete it without having your progress interrupted for the week of the patch, please complete it before the patch is deployed. After the patch, these quests will bestow normally upon completing a qualifying mission. So we're fixing the issue where it's not bestowing, but in order to do that, we got to version it. And that means that it's going to version out if you have it underway. So if that matters to you, get it done. On a Mission Weekly and On a Continuing Mission Weekly will now bestow correctly for level 130 to level 139 characters. The quest Korra's Bisat Bay will properly have its fires burning. Virtue XP rewards are no longer going to be coming from the level cap 130 repeatable quests. Sorry, but that is just part of the general progression of things. The Gundabad Weekly quest Reclaiming the Mountain Hold Weekly and Challenges of Gundabad Weekly, when they are available, will award Virtue XP. And that will be happening soon. On a Mission Weekly and On a Continuing Mission Weekly, when started at the level cap of 140, will award Embers rather than Motes. That is coming with 31.0.1. And Coffers of Traveler gear will be used up through character level 130. So I believe that that is the current state of things as of this Friday, but we're certainly going to have some further check-ins and notes happening between now and release of patch. So I would expect to see some other bugs and such get fixed in the near future as well. All right, yeah, let me talk a little bit about scheduling here. I know that we do have some things we could talk about there, as long as I'm kind of taking a bit of a news break here. So, quick note that upcoming on the 24th, we have a VIP event, and that's going to be going through November 28th. The Yuletide Festival is set to begin on December 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern and run through January 3rd of 2022. We do have the instances coming here, so I can talk a little, that's that. We've already announced that. Let me take care of this Grodbig. We also, next week, have got a pretty exciting casual stroll. Now, this is with Matt Elliott. I'm also going to be publishing his prior live stream, and I'm turning it into an article. That should be happening in the coming days. But next week, we're actually going to be doing a special one on housing. Yes, and we've got some exciting, cool things. So, yes, if you are into housing in particular and want to know about some upcoming housing changes and other cool things, that will be live next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/LotraStream, casual stroll through housing. And it's going to be very, very cool. I think a lot of people are really gonna dig it. Where am I going? I mean, I'm right there, but I'm not seeing the thing. Am I? Or was that the thing? Let's see. Talk to Leekmund outside the Grodbog-infested troll horde to the northwest. Oh, okay. It is a ways off. What is that? Okay, that is exploring Bruvum Exploring Groovum is collecting Grodbog hide samples. Alright, well, I think I've got all the hide. Oh, no, one right here. That's what it is. The thing in front of my face. Alright, there we are. Let me get over. I have not yet gone to Facebook chat either. I know, the thing about trying to play and do Q&A at the same time is it only kind of works. So I tend to focus either on the gameplay or the Q&A. And so let me get back to what people actually care about, which is probably more of the Q&A and less of the gameplay. But I don't want to just stand there either. So
Did you find anything? Alas, neither did I.
the guy needs some cash. All right. Let me head over to Facebook chat. Getting to the missions in Gundabad requires mithril coins. Is this a mistake? That will also be corrected in the near future. But you can try. That's not actually the case. You can get there by getting there, although I recognize it's difficult right now, and it will also be fixed in the near future, probably for next week's patch. But we are aware of that bug right now, and we will be fixing it. So, I apologize for now, but we will be fixing it. Are there going to be expansion sales for Black Friday? I can't say what our Black Friday deals are going to be, other than they're going to be, as significant as we can make them. I do actually have one more Grodbog thing somewhere back here, huh? No? Oh, is this? Oh, right here. Alright. Yay! I will turn that in later. In the meantime, what am I doing? I am going to the Deep's Grave. Get that bounty. I think I'm actually going to, head into the treasure area. Collect coin purses from goblins. Alright. Time to collect some coin purses from goblins. Oh, and that means I actually need to get over, which is this way. Right? Nope. Not that way. I could just jump. You know I want to. That tends to be how it works for me. I'm big into jumping. I support the jump-based Lotro lifestyle. Where did that go? There we go. Looking for dwarves. Or not dwarves, but goblins. We are working on an issue for the gold spammers. We're aware that the gold spammers are not in a great place right now. We have some relief on the way. Additionally, I would say that we do have work underway to resolve some displaying issues with the help screen as well. We know that that sucks right now. And that is also something, frankly, we've been working on throughout the morning here. We're working to identify and resolve that. So if you're getting a white screen when trying to go to the help menu, you can instead just go to help.standingstonegames.com and submit your ticket for whatever it is you want to submit a ticket for. Am I going to pick up the quests that are in the queue? I should. At some point I will do that. I'm making room for plenty of local quests, so I'm not like doing these old intro quests. Oh yeah, exploring, improve them, yeah. Oops. For character transfers from closed servers, I have heard that we are making progress on that. So I have heard that we will actually have some news related to the when of when you'll be able to transfer your characters from the closed game worlds. I think I'm relatively going to stay quiet on it until we're ready to actually have that work be seen by everybody. So I don't want to make promises that we can't keep for whatever reason. So instead, I'm, not going to do that. But I will say that, yes, we are working very much toward resolving that issue, and hopefully we'll have something to say about that in the near future as well. See wardrobe stuff. Is the next server down Moore's Gear Audacity Update 2? A lot of the PvMP work is in Update 31. I don't think this immediate follow-up patch is going to focus much on PvMP changes. If there's stuff in there that I don't think I'm actually aware of yet. That's not to say that there isn't anything, but I would say that I am not aware of anything right now, so don't know in terms of when on any PvMP work, other than I would expect to see some of that in the near future, but probably not for this next patch, which is really focusing on, whatever some of the more pressing and immediate bugs are with the release of Update 31.
What have you brought me?
All right.
I am sorry, my friend. But enough of my own troubles.
Report to Durin in Mattugard. All right. Good opportunity here real quickly to pop through questions again. So let's see. What do we got? How does one contact us on Twitter? So if you send us a message on twitter.com/Lotro, I will see it. I usually check that queue every couple of days. I haven't checked it in the most recent 48 hours as I've been pretty busy, but if you need to contact us for Extra Life, maybe in particular, related to any incentives that you have coming your way, yeah, just go to twitter.com/Lotro, send us a message, and I will see it within a few days and get back to you. The kin is called Cliff Divers of Middle-earth for that reason. There we go. I'm sorry I'm not aware of the tree... I mean, I guess I know a little bit about the Treebeard item scaling concerns that you've got, Crazy, over on Facebook. That's something that maybe we can address in the future, but I think will largely be resolved by Treebeard itself moving past that section into more updated content. Alright, quick over on YouTube. Any chance to get a better UI for the deed log? Yes, I would expect to see some UI changes perhaps related to that in the near future. When is the reward track coming out? The reward track is set for 31.1. There'll be a more substantive patch, and that won't be for a little while yet. Too early to really give much of a release date for it, but we expect, 30.0.1 next week to include a bunch of bug fixes, in addition to the new instances, and then we're going to have more after that in a more substantive patch, and that should include the reward track as well. Any update on fixing the help menu in the game? Yeah, we've been working throughout the morning on that. Nothing to announce right now, but we know it's not working. In the meantime, you can go to help.standingstonegames.com, and that will work. We're actually going to be switching over to that Zendesk for everything here in the near future. But that's not actually what this bug is related to, which is a white screen when trying to call up the help menu. We're troubleshooting that right now, so I don't know what the answer is. Alright, let me pop on over to Twitch chat quick. What is the timeline for the advancement tracker? I think that's the exact same thing. And I don't know about bridles. I have not heard an ETA as to when we might be bringing those to the game. We're going to add a new potion to the Moors vendors, like wound disease, fear, etc. I have not heard of plans to do that, but potentially that is something we could do. I know that Fontus has quite a bit of work that could be done related to PvMP, and recently queried a bunch of people about that over on the kind of PvMP Bullroar Discord, and that as part of that Bullroar chat here for Update 31. So I know that he's got a pretty full agenda based in at least part on the wishes of the PvMP community, but I don't know specifically about adding new potions to the Moors vendors, and I don't know where that sits, so I don't know. Alright. I would imagine that, yes, Martin, potentially we could eventually have moving platforms for, like, that elevator stack in Gundabad. There are some performance reasons, I think, why that was not the case this time around. I'm going through chat here to see if there's anything else I can really answer. Will we eventually get an upgrade option for the older expansions in the Lotro store like Minas Morgul? I don't know. I think the plan is mostly to support this moving forward. There are some technological and other concerns that are related to bringing it retroactively back to all the old X-Packs, so I don't know if that is going to be possible. I think that there's some chance it might happen someday, but it's not something that we're really actively working towards. Instead, we are working to retain this functionality moving forward. I think that that's what we can expect, and then if we're able to bring it retroactively back to some of the older expansions in the future, we'll let you know. And perhaps we could do that, but I don't actually know that we can. All right, and I think I'm caught up on chat here, so let me take a real quick look at where I'm supposed to be so I can kind of head on back. Speak to Durin here. The current upgrade comes with a Valar, and there's no plans to change that. I would expect, however, future upgrades to not include an extra Valar and Gundabad delving supplies, but hey, we're rolling with it. And so, yes, if you wish to take advantage of that, you can. But you won't have to, because if you just purchase the Ultimate Edition, boom, you're going to get that in the future. Alright. If we sent you a private message in the forums for Extra Life, will the message back to us via PM as well? Yes. I am backed up by about 3 days on private messages related to Extra Life. I expect I'll get to that probably this evening. At some point, I do have at least an article to stage. I got some release notes to write. I've got the beacons to publish and social media to sort of schedule through the weekend. We've got a couple of meetings and some other things that are on my plate for this afternoon, up to and including, frankly, getting the Update 31 release notes on Steam as well. I neglected to do that this time around, even though we are doing that on Steam nowadays. But I would expect to be able to get to some of the Extra Life stuff this weekend. And at least get people their messages back. And then within a few weeks, you're going to hear back from me. Which is, if you've not told me what you want, I'm going to ask what you want. And if you have told me what you want, then I'll reply with a bunch of codes for it that you can redeem. Or gift, or do whatever it is you're going to do with them. And so that is the plan for Extra Life. But it's going to be a couple weeks yet before everything is really set there. Alright. So yeah, I'm actually doing the giveaways on the 22nd. So I'm taking donations through the 21st if you want to be involved in that. And then I'm doing the giveaways on the 22nd. In terms of getting everyone all individually their stuff, it's a big list. There's a lot of you, and it is a manual process. But it's by this point, a pretty organized process where you send me a private message, I acknowledge that private message, and then I'll reply to that in the future, either with your stuff or with a question saying, what do you want? And then I'll do a separate one for the group giveaways as well. Oh, will I not ding on stream? Let me try. We still got a little time. I don't know.
Then let us no longer delay.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool.
Steep set has always been the highest.
The list of options for the giveaways is available on the Lotro forums. It's community loot list stuff is what it is. And the community loot list is a prescribed list of things that I'm able to give away for things like Extra Life. It tends to be cosmetics and fluff. It is what it is. There's a new one this year as well, which is a sleeping gray cat. It's a housing item, and this is the first time that that's been possible, so... Alright, let's do this. Can we rename the geodes to Geode of Agate or something so they're together in the barter wallet? I suppose we could. I can see why you would say that. Yes, Margon, you will receive another Valar and such. There's an announcement as well on the Lotro announcement section of the forums. I believe I've even linked to it. Is it in the launcher? If not, it's in the beacon and other things. You should be able to get that info pretty easily. And it'll explain what's going on there. Fight alongside Durin and Royster as they make their way to the Steepsit. No plans to allow Treebeard players to enter the Boars in PvMP. I know that there is interest in us bringing PvMP to the Legendary Worlds before they hit the level cap, but it is still the case that currently it won't happen until the level cap. And on Treebeard in particular, that's going to be quite some time. Maybe there's something we can do there in the future, but I know that Fontus has got a pretty big list of things to work on already, so I don't think it would be likely that we're going to, fit in a whole bunch of extra work here. But there is quite a bit happening, so... Ooh, look at all these people. Gloin, so shall it be. Sherlock asks, you thought you saw where the usual Embers sources are now giving motes instead. If this is so, why? So this relates to the adjustment of cap level content and is typically what we do. That's what I erroneously explained poorly last Friday. In terms of that caused a little kerfluffle about what your motes and Embers would do. But it's just that the sources are changing, and that happens every time there's a level cap increase like this, where the old sources of Embers now give motes, and then there are new sources of Embers that are either here or will be here in the very near future. Thank you, Das. Very much enjoying the expansion. I really appreciate that.
By the loss of the Sabadi Bee, but I am not surprised. Listen here. The words of Prince Durin stirred in me a desire to find the Sabadi Bee, no matter the danger.
All right. Let's see. Well, I actually should be looking at my gear now, should I not? Yeah, I guess that's probably right? That's steel earring? Yeah. So there we go. And even some Virtue XP. It's pretty cool. Now we're heading over into the Deep's Crave, which I think I'm not going to do on the stream here today, because I think we've pretty much... hit a pretty good stopping point, although I've got a few little smaller quests I could do as well. But with the new chapter here, I think we'll hang on and not do that at the moment. I think we'll do that next week. So I'll probably do, if there's time, I might bop around a little bit here, but it looks like we're probably heading into the Deep's Crave for next Friday's show. Now, what I also expect in the relatively near future that we'll see a visit from either Severlin or Vaninia. So that should be happening in the coming weeks here as well. I don't actually know if this Friday will do that, or next Friday rather will be that, but it'll be happening in the coming weeks. So stay tuned, and we'll have a good Q&A with Reninia and Sev, just kind of talking about what's happening next as we get closer to it. I did want to quick mention that Agent Brigman is back on Lotra Stream. Thank you so much for joining us again here, and this time we got something cool happening. So Sunday, November 15th on twitch.tv/Lotra Stream. Sunday, November 15th, 10 a.m. Eastern, for the Lotro Cooking Show. Yes, Lotro Cooking Show with Agent Brigman, who has actually written a cookbook. Not about Lotro here, but has written a cookbook in the past that's been published even, so you know that she knows how to cook. And we're going to be doing a Lotro cooking show. Agent Brigman's going to be making a honeycomb cake, and you can actually find out more about that in a tweet that I'm going to drop real quick over into the chat room there as well. So I did want to mention that. I did say that we have 31.0.1 set for next Wednesday. We'll have more information about that. There's a chance we're going to have a bull roar next week as well for 31.1. That would be the new instances. I'm not sure. That's at least currently on the calendar here for this upcoming Wednesday. So that might be happening as well. We'll have more info as we get closer to it. Presumably that it's still happening. Let's see. I mentioned Standing Stone Games over on Extra Life, and I've caught up on the Extra Life stuff there. So I think I'm pretty much caught up on the news and everything that I need to mention. Let me take a quick peek at the upcoming beacon that I've put together. See, make sure there's nothing. Deco Dumaluse got a housing preview for Gundabad up. That's pretty cool. Hobbity Yule calendar is looking for some help from you. We've got some cool events happening this weekend. Winterfest is going to be happening on Crick Hollow in early December. And they're doing some band sign-ups right now. If you haven't had an opportunity to, you can see our Fate of Gundabad launch trailer. That's available over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings. We also have a bunch of articles available on Lotro.com related to Update 31, and that list of articles is going to be growing here in the near future. I have a write-up about the landscape of Gundabad that Scenario recently did with his Casual Stroll live stream, and that's been turned into an article. That should be up in the coming days. In the future, I've got an article about the music of Update 31 with Bill Champagne, and I've even seen some sheet music that might be associated with that developer diary, so that should be pretty exciting for the musicians out there as well. Myrtle Mint is here. Rowan Raspberry is going to be here through the weekend, so that's until 3 a.m. Eastern on November 15th. So if you want to get anything from Rowan Raspberry, now's the time, because that's Rowan's going to be going away at 3 a.m. Eastern on November 15th. Myrtle Mint is around until the end of the next seasonal shift. And I think that's pretty much a list of everything that we have going on that I can think of. Let me see if we got anything more in chat. Is there a good place to find the list of the articles? Yes, Lotro.com. The Fate of Gundabad has arrived. I'm basically collating all the links there, and they're all in an article, which you can find on Lotro.com to get to all the dev diaries and such. I could take... Let's see what I've actually got to sort through here. This is some of the loot here that I've picked up just from the show today. That Light from Gundabad is something I got. Got a loot box here. I usually come rid of those. The Heritage Runes, you do want to keep keep those heritage runes. Those are going to be usable with the reward track that's coming in the near future. I've got a level 131 rare tracery. Let me actually see if we can see what I get. That's a swift strike, blade damage, and power cost. Item level 450. Min level 131. So I will probably end up slotting that, I would think. I think for now I probably would end up slotting that. I'll have to take a look at that kind of after the show and do a little evaluation here. A rare Gundabad treasure, which gets me, what? Some Gundabad parchments and stuff. And like I say, I don't really worry about the loot box that much. This Opal Ring of the Court, it looks like I might actually end up putting that in because it's better than the Strong Ring of Promises made. So let's just do that one. That's the purple. Where did that ring go? All right. So there we are. All right. I'll probably, like I said, just kind of keep an eye on my traceries and see what I get here as I quest, probably off camera here. I'm going to be doing some questing still in Mattugard. I'll probably wrap up some of these quests here. By next Wednesday, the Raiders quest will be available. I'll probably do Throne of Zidir and Assad sometime this afternoon and kind of clear through some of this stuff before I head on over into Deep's Crave, which will be most likely for next week's live stream. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here for Court of the Rings. Hope you had a good time. Hope you're having a great time with Fate of Gundabad and Lotro in general. If you haven't picked it up yet, you can find out a whole bunch more about Fate of Gundabad over on Lotro.com. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Hope you're having a great time, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.